Well, okay, this is Coasterzeke of Coasterzeke's videos, doing what will be my version of a gun review. Going to be talking about pistol caliber carbines, which I've been shot quite a bit with here this past summer. Anyway, if you're familiar with my videos, you kind of know that I'm not always the serious dude, you know. So this isn't like Mr. Serious Gun Reviewer guy, you know. My videos go over the place, as you well know. And you also know about my video assistant that's never running the fucking camera. He's always got some kind of problem, that's why the camera always ends up on a tripod. And in this instance, he found out he had to have a colonoscopy done tomorrow. So he called me up and he said he not only has a situation on his hands, but he has got a shit-situation on his hands tonight. He said he's getting that prepped for that, getting all cleaned out with that concoction they give him. And he said that when what he learned from that, he said when they give you that fucking cocktail to start drinking, he said you don't want to start drinking that before you leave the fucking drugstore, before you leave town. He says because not only does he need to buy himself a new pair of breeches, but he also needs to buy a new pair of seat covers for the truck. But anyway, well, about a year and a half ago I had to have one of those procedures done. But you know, apparently if the way to good colon health is eat lots of fruit. I do remember seeing it right on a poster right on the wall of the endoscopy unit that said that an apple a day keeps the cornhole doctor away. So I do remember seeing that. Anyway. Don't want to waste too much fucking time on that. I'm sure we lost some of our audience already. But the diehards, the Coasterzeke fans, I think they'll be there. Anyway, here we have the Kel Tec Sub 2000 in front, right there. Glock version, specified Glock version. Remember that. That's very important when you go to buy a pistol caliber carbine, especially if it's a Kel Tec. And in the back here we have the High Point 4595 TS and 45 caliber. They're actually very hard to find, very hard to come by. And basically what we got going on with these two carbines right here is I started out with Kel Tec Sub 2000 40 caliber in the compatible with the Beretta mags, Beretta 96, and then I had the High Point model 995, which is real easy to find in just about any gun store. They're readily available in 9mm, and loved that gun. It was super reliable. But anyway, I decided to trade in the Kel Tec Sub 2000 because I was having issues with it, jamming and feeding issues, and Kel Tec worked on it, but it still only got up to about 90% reliability. Never had that problem with the High Point at all. But I decided to get the Glock version of the Kel Tec, and guess what? Love it. None of those issues whatsoever. So we're going to focus on my chair here, and hopefully I can get to the meat of the matter and show you a little something about these guns. Okay, the High Point. Let's just imagine you're going to buy the 9mm version of one of these guns. Let's just say this is a model 995 because basically it looks the same. It is basically the same. You know, obviously, not caliber-wise. But, you know, it already comes with all these Picatinny rails. It's an ugly looking gun. We know that. Everybody's said that. You've got these accessories that you can add, like the retractable forearm grip like that. Works just like that. Push that in. 60 lumens tactical light. I don't know if you can see that, or I guess we can aim it at the camera, kind of, sort of. Nobody's filming. I will apologize to my tripod for muzzling the camera later on. Anyway, let's just keep that folded out like that right now. Anyway, action is locked open from the last time I shot it. It has automatic bolt hole open, holds open on the last shot, so that's good. The safety is over here on the left side, a little bit different, kind of hard to get used to, but actually it's not too bad. Mag release button right there. Mag pops out like that, just like it would in a pistol. And these guns, both guns have been safety checked, obviously the Kel Tec, obviously, because it breaks down in a non-firing configuration. But anyway, so that's basically that. Oh, and it has this kind of goofy recoil, spring-loaded recoil pad in back. Don't know if that's... It's actually helpful with the 45-95 version, this version, because it does have just a, you know, a little bit of recoil. With the 9mm version, I honestly can't really see why you would need it, because it's basically, with this heavy of a gun, it's like shooting at 22 almost. Just gonna fold this up right now, and I'm gonna basically go over some advantages of the high point. Number one, let's leave this like that. Balls on accurate. My Model 995 I had, as well as this one, even though I haven't shot it a lot, balls on accurate. At 25 yards, it's right on target, right out of the box. So it's very accurate, very reliable, at least the 995 was. I've only shot, honestly, about 40 rounds through this one, so still trying it out so far, not one hiccup, so it's looking like the same. And like I said before, you already have these multiple Picatinny rails, so if you want to add accessories, you can just go ahead and start doing that. Another advantage of this is price. You can pick up Model 995, for instance, for like 225 bucks probably at Cabela's, and then just add the accessories and get them from High Point yourself. You'll get, this will come with the gun, you know, tell the price list of, you know, like the forearm grip was 25 bucks, the light was 25 bucks. You know, you can get lasers and all that kind of stuff for it. So it's good in that regard. I'm going to check to see what my time is running here. I just want to make sure that I'm not devoting too much time to one gun. Okay, here we have the Kel Tec Sub 2000. Not going to spend a lot of time on it because there's a lot of videos on it. But we'll just snap it into place like that. And it's a neat little gun, harder to get used to as far as getting your aim with it. It's not the most ergonomic thing in the world. Your mag release is right over here on the left side like that. Basically the same thing, crossbolt safety. And then to break it back down, you just pull out this, pull out the trigger guard like that, and it just folds right back up like that. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but anyway, the advantages of the Kel Tec, it's got a lot of advantages. For one thing, I'm not going to unfold it again right now, but it's lightweight, only about 4.5 pounds. It's lightweight, so that's an advantage. It folds up, breaks down in a non-firing configuration like this, which it's a space saver. It breaks down. It's like 14 inches long this way, and bring it this way in front of the camera. And can you get anything safer than that? Where it breaks down, look at that. From the back end, you can look right down the barrel. From the back side, of course, it's broken down in a non-firing configuration, and that makes it a very safe gun for storage. I think it's safe as you can get, and then plenty of firepower. It comes with a 10-round magazine. You can get 17-round magazine. It takes the Glock 17 and Glock 19 mags. And if you want to really have some fun, this showed up in the mail today. 33-round Glock magazine. Haven't tried that out yet. Anyway, I can fold this out one more time and I'll just leave it folded all like that. But anyway, this thing, like I said, I shot a lot of rounds out of this one. I actually put it a lot more through the test than I have my new High Point. Shot a lot of rounds through this so far. Well, not a lot of rounds, about 100 so far. But what's kind of cool is, after about 40 rounds, started shooting this stuff. And this obviously ain't factory ammunition either. Looks like reloaded stuff. hollow points. Shooting them fine, not one jam, not one hiccup, not one problem so far. So loving this thing. Like I say, it's harder to get used to aiming with, but the only thing now on price, I gotta check my time because I don't want to be running over here. Just don't want to be running over too far. Okay, we're good. But a point I wanted to make is this is going to run you about 350 bucks for the 9mm version, like this. So you figure 350 bucks is basically what this gun is going to cost you, 350 to 400 bucks. But if you're going to add accessories to it, then you can get a quad, the Kel Tec, I believe, yeah, they have a quad rail that you can order for this. I think it's around 100 bucks. Then you start adding accessories, and pretty soon you're up to like easily a $500 gun if you were going to keep it for home defense. And I like this thing just for recreation, going out short range target shooting. That's what I'm going to use it for. But if you were going to have it for home defense and you were going to equip it tactically like that, you might be running into some more money. Whereas one consideration anyway, with the high point, the rails are already there and you can just do that right away. You know, you don't have to add anything that way. But only 10 round magazines with the 995. Actually, with the 45 version, you're down to 9 rounds. However, just make this little comparison here. 45 versus 9mm. Am I losing anything by losing 1 round? I'm thinking not. Anyway, just about ready to wrap it up here. Wondering if oh, and then you get, you know, Kel Tec includes this manual. It has all the parts and all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff. And oh, let's see, what else was I gonna say? About wrapping things up here. But anyway, do really like the Kel Tec Sub 2000 and Glock version. Oh yes, specifying Glock version. Make sure if you get the 40 cal version of this or the 9mm, make sure you get the Glock compatible, the ones that take the Glock magazines. The Beretta magazines, at least the one that I had, and I've heard a lot of the same thing, issues with the magazines and it feeding issues, jamming, and that kind of problem. You run into that. You want to make sure you get the Glock version. And so I'm just going to about wrap this up, and hopefully you can kind of make your own decision on which one of these puppies you would get. And I'm going to show you something that you haven't seen in some of the other gun videos, and it's going to be kind of like this. You won't see all of me in the video, but you don't need to. You don't necessarily. Oh, one other thing I was going to say. Just focus on me real quick here one more time. The other thing I was thinking with the 45 version, maybe if High Point wanted to do one more accessory that they could possibly do is add a fake pair of testicles that they could dangle from the buttstock of the gun. And, you know, kind of like those guys that have the balls hanging down from the back axle of their pickup truck. Anyway, what I was going to show you. Flip it around here. Gonna get about ready to wrap things up here. Not everybody showed you this one. They're always talking about this High Point, what tactical bag it fits into. Well, guess what, boys? It's kind of a tight squeeze. It's kind of like, you know, one of these hot babes fitting into them tight jeans. You know, one of those 100 pounds soaking wet, but it fits in, believe it or not. What do you think of that? The Ruger 1022 bag. So that's something you haven't seen. So I guess that's my hat trick, if you would say. So you might not have to buy that more expensive tactical bag. You can do the Ruger 1022 bag. Nobody showed you that one yet, have they? Anyway, we're done.